A rookie? Diving solo super Helldive? It's possible. But only if you're dumber than a sack of hammers and twice as loyal.
If this guide helped you spread liberty without becoming a cautionary training film,
follow this channel. This Helldiver could certainly use a reinforcement. Howdy, I'm Rook, short for Rookie. And like you, I got a few drops under my belt and a mighty powerful need for slips, medals, and unlocks. Here's a loadout and tips that will carry on you through to even the hardest drops alone. But I still recommend you fight some friends or randos if you can. Super Earth needs us back alive, soldier. That's what they keep telling me. Alright then, if you're looking to climb fast, dive against the base Illuminate faction. Squid missions tend to happen in and around our cities, which means ammo, weapons, and even FRVs just lying around waiting to be re-liberated. I'm going to walk you through how this starter kit handles every kind of squid in kill list order. First up, Watchers. Ooh-wee, these bastards are your first, second, and third on the list. As the only unit able to call in reinforcements, you need to knock these little stitches out at all costs. The only exception is if the squid have already reinforced, since they can't do so again right away. You can let them float around a bit, since you'll have bigger calamari to fry. Stingrays. Once deployed, their scanners will find you just about anywhere. You can run till your boots smoke and pray until your mama hears it, but that thing's still coming. Those plasma gun pods will chew up a distracted Helldiver quicker than the command can stamp patriotic sacrifice on the report. Start firing early, hold steady, you can drop one in a single pass. Elevated Overseers. You're gonna hate these boys. On harder missions, especially solo, you'll need to run, breathe, and counterattack. Problem is, these floaty devils won't let you breathe. Between their storm rifles and grenades, they'll keep pressure on you when you need space the most. Crescent Overseers. Liberty spells I dream of strangling these things. Their plasma bombards and scanner nonsense let them mortar you while you're still trying to deal with other alien problems Super Earth forgot to warn you about. If the ground starts exploding around you, find the Crescent and end them. Regular Overseers are dangerous, but they can be outrun if you got cover and enough sense to use it. Duck around buildings, rocks, and walls to make space unless they're coming in thick. Just don't let them get close. Those staffs hit like a mule on fire, and once you're down, they'll keep you there. Oh, here we go! Harvesters. Unless they drop right on top of you, though, you can usually make room before fighting these tripods. The problem is that beam. A glancing touch sends you straight to that big voting booth up in the sky. If you've got space, cover, and a clean angle, bring out the MG and bear it down on them. The Voteless. One ain't much. I've caught of them, though. That's how the bigger squid buy time to turn you inside out. Call them on the regular, or they'll box you in as sure as a leftist ruins a barbecue. Flesh mobs. Save these things last when you can. Training calls them priority biomass targets, which is a mighty clean way of saying somebody's family got turned into a war with arms. They're not there to kill you quick. They're there to make sure that you spend time, ammo, and nerve until another patrol finds you doing the math the command leaves out. Well now, Rookie, you got the Liberty-approved kit they issue before they know whether you'll live long enough to deserve any better. Now, you're taking it into the worst squid-infested war zones on the front, squad or alone. So, let's cover the tactics that'll keep you alive longer than command planned for. A lone voteless is as sad as a three-legged dog in a thunderstorm, but a crowd of them is how the squid turn pity into a trap. They buy time for the bigger squid to do you in. If you need to group them off your back while you're repositioning, sweep below the waist. The Liberator's light armor penetrating rounds can hobble one in a single shot. They'll still crawl, so only do this when you don't need to stand where they're falling. If you do need to push through the Voteless, use the Liberator's stability and sweep at head level. Whatever the squid did to our people, make them awful uniform, which is horrible to think about, but useful to firefight. Keep your aim level, keep walking, and let one round per head clear the lane. Nothing turns a clean drop sideways faster than a Watcher hollering for friends like a barn cat with a sail cock. Use the Liberator scope at 50 meters and track them the moment you spot them. Blue lights mean they ain't clocked you. Pink means that they're hunting and close or calling in for help. Do not get cute with Overseers. Training calls them manageable with disciplined fire, which is true in the same way your mama will manage your funeral with tears. Use the Liberator, aim center chest, and drop them fast. Save the MG for what needs it. If standard Overseer's razor shield, take the legs at medium range or wait for the opening. On the real tough times, objectives are often crawling with Overseers. This is where the machine gun sentry earns your respect. Your job is to clear everything else, especially flesh mobs and harvesters, so the sentry can do the Lord's work. With armor-penetrating rounds and top-of-the-line sensors, one sentry can drop a pile of Overseers fast. Give it room. and don't throw it in the middle of a mess. Your sidearm's good for shooting that bootless while on the run, but its real value is in finishing off overseers. If your rifle runs dry, pull the Peacemaker instead of reloading under pressure. It's faster and keeps you from dying with an empty magazine and a dumb look on your face. It's best to engage out harvesters at medium range by aiming at the joint. Too far, and you'll miss too many rounds. Too close, and zap, you're dead. Make sure your MG is set to 900 RPM and avoid going prone. The tripod will very likely get at least one beam off before you bring it down, and you're going to need that time to find cover, fast. The real threat from flesh mobs is the time it takes to kill them. On Super Helldive, you need to clear enemies faster than they can teleport on down, and these meatballs are ammo and time with legs. Bring out the MG and put other enemies behind the flesh mob. Those 8x60mm medium penetrating rounds will punch right through and hit whatever is dumb enough to be standing in line. To drop a flesh mob fast without explosives, sweep the MG across its body and pop them heads. Each head destroyed badly injures the monster and brings it down faster than dumping rounds center a mess. It feels wrong considering what the monster is. Then again, lots of what them squid do does. When the Stingray comes in for that strafing run, it makes a last-second adjustment before committing. Do not dodge space on the first angle you see. Wait for that correction, then move. Plenty of Helldivers pick what looks like a safe place to stand, then get scattered like cornbread in a tornado. Now, your grenades are mainly for blowing up warp ships, but if a flesh mob has you in a bind, high explosives will soften it pretty fast. Throw a couple when they're grouped up or freshly reinforced. You can also cook the nade a little so it lands in the inner blast radius. Just make sure you let go. For all their shiny tech, the squid pathfind like drunk cows in the corn maze. When pressed, hug rocks, buildings, and walls. They'll bunch up, stumble around, and gift you a second or two to breathe. That space matters. Only catch is elevated overseers. Cheating polecats. Smart Helldivers know when to fall back. Solo Helldivers learn it or stop being Helldivers. If a position is overrun, run. With enough distance, those enemies will eventually teleport away. The only ones that keep chasing are elevated overseers and stingrays. Once you've made room, check the radar before deciding to return to the objective. Ooh, if you find an FRV, that ain't a car. That's a get-out-of-hell ticket with wheels. Use it to bounce between objectives, and do not park it in the middle of a squid rodeo. Keep the fight away from it. If things go sideways, floor it and let the enemy disperse. Another way out to safety is sacrificing your sentry. That little guy will pull aggro off of most enemies while you find a path out. It's noble, sad, and better than losing another friend. Which I have, and it hurts. When beat feet, watch where you're running. Don't sprint into an active outpost and invite every patrol down on you. Right, friggin' gun? Right? The squids got round starships, mine magic, and the footwork of Cap on 4 Chice. They're chasing you, find a gate, wall, or concrete barrier, and just hop over it. Some of them will have to go the long way around, and those few seconds are the difference between good thinking and closed casket. To get the most out of your strafing runs, make the horde follow you down a straight city street. Keep retreating just long enough for the square to form a nice ugly line. Then call your eagle right through it. Choking our attempt if they're dead is easy, when the street does half the aiming for you. Our eagle pilots are some of the finest in the galaxy, and some of them got a mighty casual relationship with safe distance.
Beacon received. Danger close? Cute.
Once you throw that beacon, the run fires straight from the direction you are facing, starting right where it lands. That means you can toss it at your own boots to cover a retreat or rip through a fresh reinforcement circle the second it drops. Just make sure you move a little, rookie. Sam's accurate. She ain't carrying a torch save for one man. Here's a little bit of inside baseball. Intel calls outposts hotspots, meaning when you're there, patrols ramp up, so you need to clear them warp ships fast. Use a strafing run to strip the shields off a couple of them by getting them in the line, then toss grenades into the opening. Same idea works on harvesters. Let the evil crack the shields and clear the trash nearby, then step in with the MG and finish the job. Bring the poison, often. With a short cooldown, there ain't much reason to save it for later. Later is where dead Helldivers keep all their unused stratagems. Gas is best used for managing overseers and flesh mobs. It thins the voteless and confuses nearly everything except for harvesters. Now, if you're trapped tighter than a tick in a belt buckle, call gas on yourself and make peace with your lungs. Drop it at your feet, stim when it lands, and haul ass to the green. You'll live. The squid will lose a plot, and Super Oath will learn yet again that a scared rookie makes for a fine experiment. A dead Helldiver waits for a safe reload. A living one takes whatever ugly little second the battlefield spits up. The MG reloads in 2 stages. Do one, run, breathe, then finish up when you get that second. Wait, second? So that's the kit, rookie. It ain't fancy, it ain't heroic, but it'll get you through the worst the Illumina can throw, even alone. If you You keep moving, kill the right targets first, and do a whole lot of running. Bring friends when you can, randos if you must. Super Earth says it needs heroes. Maybe it does, but I've seen plenty of heroes face down in the dirt with full magazines and a lot of great intentions. So don't die pretty. Come home ugly. Rook out.